What's up everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I want to show you guys how to buy a used car. Now there's many reasons why you should buy a used car over a new car, and sometimes you want a project car, you want something that's cheap, a daily driver. Personally, I'm looking for a project car, but while I was looking I thought why not make a video on this and help you guys also find used cars. All you're going to need for this video is your cell phone, and if you have any questions along the way, make sure to comment them, subscribe, and stay till the very end because I'm going to give some very good tips towards the end of the video. Now, there are many factors when going and looking at a used car or looking to buy a used car, and I've been looking for a car for about a couple years now, so I know the market and I kind of know how it operates. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to a buying and selling app such as Craigslist if you're in the US or Kijiji if you're in Canada. So I'm going to go ahead and use Craigslist. And I'll make sure to put my screen also right here so you guys can see and follow along. Okay, now when buying a used car, you want to know what type of car you want to buy. Are you looking for a project car or are you looking for a daily driver? And the reason for this is it helps us narrow down our search and it helps us know, do we want a manual, automatic, how many kilometers or miles do we want on the car. So I'm going to go ahead and use Craigslist, and let's simply look for a BMW 335i. That's the car I'm going to be looking for today. Now, I don't know if I'm going to buy this car, maybe eventually in the future. If you want to see that, hit that subscribe button. But here's the 335. Now, for me, the way I like to do it is I just put in my car and I like to scroll through them and then I narrow down the search. Now, there's a couple filters you have here. You can have your price, you can have your make and model. You don't always need to know the make and model of the car you want. Sometimes you can just vaguely browse, but it's nice to know what type of range of cars, like if I'm looking for a Miata, 335, 370Z, it's nice to narrow it down a little bit. Now, what I know is you also want to have your specific factors. For me, my transmission, I want a manual. I want nothing else but a manual. And then I think that's about it. I would also like a coupe. So let's look for type, coupe, convertible as well, and apply. And now we have listings of all the cars that I am interested in. And we're not done yet. There's a lot more that goes into actually looking for a car, and it's very hard to find a listing. And be patient, it takes a while. Sometimes it can take months, and it can also take over a year. Make sure you find the right car and make sure it's in good condition. Let's go ahead and scroll through some of the listings. What I've noticed is the more you look at cars, the reason you have to look for a while is because the market is consistently shifting, and you always want to get the best price. In order to know the best price for that vehicle, Kelley Blue Book is nice, but it never gives you the best price for the current day. So what I like to do is I like to research this car for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month or two, just so I get a feel for the price and what everything is worth. That way I can make a better decision. Scrolling through here, I can already tell some of them are dealerships, and this car right here is actually an M3. The thing with dealerships is you could go to a dealership, and dealerships are nice in the sense that you know they're probably going to be reliable. But at the same time, dealerships are going to have an increase in price. So if you're looking for a daily driver, dealerships might be the way to go because you're paying more, but you have more of a reliable car. Whereas if you're looking for a project car or you go through third party, it might be cheaper, but you're taking a higher risk. So it's kind of a high risk, high reward situation. I'm gonna go ahead and scroll through a listing. This right here, 335 coupe not running. Now this right here would be perfect for a project car, and what we want to do is want to see how many miles. So 115,000 miles, which is a little high for this car, and the mileage also depends on the type of car you're buying. If you're buying Miata and it's an older car, it will obviously have more miles, but a BMW, this BMW is obviously still pretty old, but you want to typically find German cars that have less mileage, and the reason is the higher mileage on German cars, the more maintenance they require. So this right here is selling, it has a bad ECU. Now, what you want to do for a project car is an ECU something that I can fix. Personally, I've never worked on an ECU, and this car is already full bolt-on, so I wouldn't really take it. So let's go ahead and continue and look at other listings. These are all dealerships. Let's see if we can find something that's not a dealership here. Oh, apparently that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and look for another car. Let's look for a Mazda Miata, because that would be a fun project car for me. Mazda Miata. Right here. I know now, this is why you look at the market. 8,500 does seem a little high, but let's go ahead and look. Just for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I browse through cars. So the odometer, 81,000 miles. Now that for a Miata is not high at all. That is actually perfect. It's a manual. It has adjustable shocks. You want to know. So it does need a top, so you want to make sure you keep that in mind, what it does need. But the car overall, it's a clean title, which is good. It has everything. Now you want to go ahead and browse through the photos. Now if I look through the photos, it looks like it's in really good condition, but $8,500 is a little out of my budget. What you also want to do is when looking at a car, you want to have a set budget in a range. That way you don't leave it. You want to have your lowest price, or not even lowest price, the highest price you'll go. That way you don't overspend. So this car right here, looking through the pictures, I noticed it needs a top. Now is a top something I can replace? Yes, a top is something I replace. I'd also want to look up how much that top would be. That way I can build it into the price of the car. And looking at this car, it looks pretty nice. It looks in good condition. There's no mods done to it. You also want to buy a car that's probably not modded. That way for a daily driver, that's good because it means it's more reliable. And if you're getting a project car, you probably want to put your own mods. So why waste money spending more on a car with mods than without? I'm gonna go ahead and show you this listing of a Miata right here. And the reason I wanted to show you this listing is $4,800 for a 1996 Miata. Now I'll talk a little bit about the market in a couple of minutes. I just wanted to show you guys this listing. Currently the market is a little high, so $4,800 for the Miata. That seems reasonable price for today's current day. Reading through this, selling my 1996 Miata, it has a rebuilt engine with headers. Now, rebuilt engine, do I want to risk a rebuilt engine? If I'm buying a project car, then I might do it. If I'm buying a daily driver, then I definitely don't want to buy a rebuilt engine. And what's done to the car, built differential, control arms, coils, roll cage, bucket seats with harness belts, ready for track or mountain grade car for cruise with, no AC or radio in the car. To me, that's not important. To other people it may be. It does come with heater, which is nice. Now, condition is good. Condition honestly doesn't matter that much. You kind of have to go in person and see. And if you do want me to go and check out a car in person or show you how to check out a car in person, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and let me know in the comments. Odometer, 189,000 miles. Now this Mazda is from 1996. 189,000 miles is a lot of miles, but this car, you also have to remember, is about 24 years old, 25 years old almost. So and also you have to remember this is a Japanese car, so it will last a long time, and it's a car that's naturally aspirated, which means there's no boost pressure from a supercharger or turbocharger, so it might last longer. Now for this car, I wouldn't buy this as a daily driver, I would buy this as a project car. Something else to know here, this car has been on the market for 24 days now. Now that means that this car is not selling, and I wonder why it's not selling. So it could be not selling because there's something wrong with it, or the price is too high. Now what you could do is when you go check out the car, now you have a little bit of an upper hand. Reason being is because the price is listed at $4,800, but it hasn't sold for a month. The seller might be getting a little desperate, and you can try to negotiate or talk that price down. Make sure though, when you are looking at this car, that you check everything. You can take a mechanic with you if you don't know about cars, but if you do know about cars, make sure there's no oil leaks or anything major that will come as a surprise later. I also want to talk a little bit about the market. Currently the market, today's date is September 4th, 2021. Currently the market is very high, and the reason is factories aren't able to keep up because of COVID. They're not able to keep up with car demand because of COVID, which means there's a high demand for cars and there's a low supply of them. So dealerships have their cars, they're selling them at MSRP, but if you want to buy a used car, currently cars are going up in price. Now, what I would recommend is wait for the market to crash. I believe that, in no way am I an expert, but I believe that the market eventually is going to take a dip, and when it does take a dip, that will be the best time to buy a car. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but definitely wait it out. Something else to remember is don't rush into this. This vehicle is going to be with you for a couple years, and it's going to be your means of transportation, and you definitely, especially if it's a daily driver, and you definitely don't want to rush it. Make sure you take your time and make sure you find the car that's right for you. Make sure there's no issues or anything that'll come as a surprise later. When buying a used car, you also have to remember the price listed there is not the price you're going to buy it at. That is simply the price that they listed it at. When you go there, when buying from a third-party seller, you're able to negotiate and try to talk the price down. And you can talk the price down for a number of reasons, and one of the reasons could be something isn't as what it seems. Example, that soft top was shown in the images, and you could talk the price down for that. But if you go in person and you notice, oh, there's a small oil leak, you can try to talk that price down saying, listen, I have an oil leak, I have to take it into a mechanic, and I have to get it replaced, which will cost a little bit of money. And I would like that deducted from the price. Now that's negotiating. I can show you how to do that later in another video. And I think that's about it. Honestly, I want to start posting to YouTube more and I enjoy this, so I'm definitely going to. If you have any video ideas, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and let me know what you want me to do next. If this video gets 500 likes, actually no, if this video gets 100 likes, I will show you how you go and look at a car in person when buying a used car. Thank you guys for watching so much. Have a nice day.